Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at the Salt and Sacrifice beta on the PS4. The game was developed by Scar Studios, Devoured Studios, and is also due to be released on the PS5 and PC. Salt and Sacrifice is a side-scrolling adventure game with a strong emphasis on combat and exploration. You assume the role of a marked inquisitor who forgoes execution to live a life of penance. This life basically involves you hunting down and executing the wicked mages who are terrorizing the lands. The game can be played in solo but also features co-op and PvP play. Okay, so what is the game like to play? Well, you start with a character creator allowing for 8 different classes, from assassins, fighters, paladins and rangers. Each class has different starting gear and you can choose your crime, ancestry, hair, eyebrows, etc. In terms of controls, you have 2 attack types and the ability to block, dodge roll, jump, sprint, climb and wall jump. You've also got a grappling hook that unlocks later on, and I would say generally the controls felt okay, albeit a little bit stiff around the edges, with some noticeable button lag at times. One new feature are the mage hunts, which reminded me of Monster Hunter World. When you start a mage hunt, you get a hint as to where they are. Once you track them down, you have a quick fight, they run away, then you track them down again. Repeat this a few times and then you make it to the final standoff. The game world is broken down into regions, although this beta only had a small area to explore. You can fast travel to different locations if you know the rune input code via the teleportation device. And I would say the levels, they have this kind of labyrinth quality with secret passages, different routes and challenging foes awaiting around most corners. After all that exploration, you can head back to the hub, which is a small village full of useful characters and tools. Equipment can be crafted, gear can be enhanced, items can be stored, and in general you can upgrade your loadout, level up or alter your skill tree. Every enemy that you kill drops salt, and salt is the currency used to purchase most things. Also, the item variety I would say is very impressive too, with every item having a unique purpose. Finally, let's talk about the PvE and PvP multiplayer. This beta was focused on the multiplayer aspect, and I would say player invasions were very frequent, but I think in the main game they're going to water that down because otherwise I think that will become quite annoying. But you can play co-op, join, invade, and in general I found the system to work very well indeed. In comparison to previous games by Scar Studios, the online modes I've played in their previous games weren't very good. This is a marked improvement. Visually, it's a minor upgrade from the Salt and Sanctuary game. The characters have a nice hand-drawn quality and the environments looked okay. Perhaps it lacks any wow factor, but again, it's a small sample of the whole game. The music and the effects did the job, but again, I wouldn't say they were the most impressive part of the experience, but from what I understand, the music was just placeholders, so it's not necessarily the final audio kind of landscape, but we will see. Okay, good points and bad points. What are the good points? It's got an addictive gameplay loop, the mage hunts were cool, and the character progression is in depth. Also, the multiplayer worked well without any technical problems. Bad points, the levels that I played weren't very impressive visually or structurally, and the button lag was a real issue, especially in multiplayer combat scenarios. Okay, what's the verdict? The Salt and Sacrifice beta was pretty much what I expected. It didn't veer too far from the winning formula of Salt and Sanctuary, but I would say it does need a lot of tightening up in terms of controls, lag, etc., a few other little issues. Multiplayer wise, technically worked very well, although I think the system with all these random items you've got to use to sort of invade or co-op, it's all a bit convoluted. They should really just streamline it because it's not very user friendly. Also the PvP, yeah, I mean it was okay at times, but a lot of the times when you were having fights it was kind of like first hit wins. Like if they get in an early sucker punch, you kind of can't recover, especially when you haven't really leveled up much, so that's a bit annoying. But on the whole, I did enjoy the beta. It showed promise, but there is still lots of work to do. And you know what, I would be surprised if it does make its May release date, because I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be tightened up here. But it's definitely one I'm looking forward to. Okay, that was the review of the Salt and Sacrifice beta test. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.